Hello everyone, I'm back again today with an amazing interview, and it's a pleasure for me to perform with you, to enjoy all these amazing concerts, but also to have a little bit of time with you to have some answers on my questions, which are pretty simple. And yeah, as you might know, this face belongs to Sol Gabetta. I love my little nickname I invented. It's Sol Gabetta, but it's wrong. She's not Italian. You're from Argentina, but you have a bit of Russian blood.
Right, half.
Half.
It's not a bit.
Because I'm also Russian. Originally, I grew up in Germany, but it was a pleasure to read and to figure out that you were partly Russian.
Half Russian.
Wow. Oh, I love it. That's why you have this great Russian soul sound. No, it's really, I really enjoy it so much. So, yeah, I always wondered, you have, you're not the only one, right? You have a brother and...
We are four.
You're four. Gosh. Okay, so I used to ask sometimes this question, like, what did you really fight for? I mean, like, I don't have brothers, sisters, but I wish I had some. But I'm sure you had fightings, like, for whatever.
Maybe the simplest one, you know, for stupid things.
Yeah, but what is the stupid? Give me an example.
I mean, I was the little one, so that way for me was actually everything ready already, you know, in the family. They were fighting with my parents, not me.
But if you say,
I had it easier.
If you say little one, I always find that the little ones, they can be really bitey. And
well, they have a strong personality often. I think they feel more secure.
Yeah.
Probably also that's important, you know, psychology. Because also my parents, for example, they were with the first one 19 years old. And with me, which was the last, my mother was 35.
Okay.
So the mother and the parents in general are not the same. They are not.
They change.
They change, exactly. So I think few things you're just much more quiet with, others less.
Yeah.
But they had a lot of difficult experiences probably with my brothers before, and then for me it was actually somehow easier in a way.
Okay, I see. Yes. So, but still, I feel also like, because I used to say, when you play the instrument, doesn't matter what instrument you play, your inner character, soul, face, whatever, you always hear it. So
this is right.
You got a bitey sound. Okay, another question, because you're from Argentina, you got kind of also Russian origins and stuff. I mean, beside of, do you love to cook?
I cook if I don't have anything else to eat.
Okay, let's.
I like cook, but it takes a lot of time.
Okay, let's go back. I never asked this question. What do you love? What is your favorite dish?
I love Asian dishes, actually.
Me
like
too.
Many others, right?
But Asia is big, huh?
Asia is big, but I am quite open to different. Korean, I like a lot.
Korean is good.
But I love in general Asian kitchen. Food. Yes, I think it's somehow lighter for me, for my body.
Yeah.
I feel better. I feel just better. You know, everybody thinks I like to eat meat. I am not vegetarian, but
No, you can't skip meat. You're from Argentina.
It's a little bit difficult, but I should accept that in the last years and when you become older, if you eat less meat, actually you feel better. So I would never be vegetarian. I think it's impossible for me.
But for the sound, you need meat.
Well, something like that, yes. That's why I say I still eat meat, yes.
But it's funny, you said also for your body, you definitely do sports. I don't know what you do, but you do something...
I did a lot.
You did a lot?
I did a lot until my son was born. And then I do with him.
Yeah, this one I know. With the kids, you just need to lift them up 100 times a day, and you're fit like hell.
I don't have time for you anyway.
It doesn't matter. This is how I regard kids. It's a sport. But what did you do before?
I was running every day, but it was quite crazy because having concerts, I know that everybody says it's that good because we're sitting for many hours practicing, and this is right. I think after this concert I start to do sport again. But it's really, it will be like this, you will remember. I was feeling better First of all, psychologically, I think we are a little bit stronger when we can somehow find a way to take out of us all this stress sometimes,
the energy and stuff to release.
Yes, I think it is good. It is just when I put this in my schedule, like every day, like I should do it. I also was ill afterwards because it was like too much energy for the concerts, for the raining, you know. And then I need to find a way to be a little bit more quiet with. So if I have time, maybe 3 times a week, but I am like I am, or everything or nothing.
Or nothing.
And I think this is in general a human problem.
Which is actually, nowadays, I find this is a good characteristic if someone goes for either 100% or nothing. Because the world is getting more and more like, you know, like everyone tries to catch everything. Everywhere, and it's not necessary. Better you go for quality and less, right? So, but interesting. So, this is what you did running. Another question is, I've wondered, you have a really short name, like you, Sol. Like, how did your parents or friends or whomever, do you have any nicknames? I mean, I imagine it's so hard if you have if someone has a long name, okay, you need a nickname. But Sol, what do you say? So, or I don't know.
No, actually, Sol is of course sun in Spanish.
Yeah.
My parents were not thinking to make me musician. That's not the reason why my name is Sol, like G, you know, G, Seite, G.
Yeah, Sol. In Russian, it's G string.
Right.
Yep.
But it was just a familiar little difficulties that my mother had before I was born. And for her, it was like the sun coming back home.
Okay.
Because my father realized that actually it should be not necessary to have another child before they lost 2 kids before. So, but they were born. They were 9 months old.
Damn,
and they were born.
So
my father didn't want any kids anymore. He says, I think it's enough now. And my mother says, no, we will stay with positive energy at home, and I would like to have another one. And if she's a girl, her name will be Sol. So there is a very special reason why my name is Sol. It's just at that time when I was born in Argentina, Sol, it's masculine, so it's El Sol. So you could actually write this name on the papers when a child was born. So a lot of kids, few kids named Sol, they needed to find another name before, just feminine. So my official name is actually Marisol, but just official because never anybody named me Sol, never, ever.
But let's not forget, I love this story, but let's not forget the question. So what is your nickname? How did your parents call you? Really? No.
I speak too much.
No. Was there any nickname, or they said
actually,
maybe?
It's interesting, my teacher name is Solik.
Oh.
Solik, so this was probably my nickname then after.
And actually it suits. Solist?
Soloist.
I mean, there is a lot. Wow, it's cool. Okay, now I have a very, very hard question, but let's try to put it short. Imagine you become, however, God for a day, and you could make this world a better place. So, what would be the thing you'd love to change, or to skip, or to throw away, or whatever?
That's a very difficult question.
Because
I am not God. I would never be.
No, but just let's have a second of imagination and.
I think it's always important to try to see the relations in the world, because the problem is that when we see only each other, we have millions of problems, of positive things, and we need to handle all the time with this structure. But the problem is that this structure is quite nothing in the world. So that's why it's the relativity, I think, it's the most important. I would probably try to bring, if possible, the human being somehow the feeling in which relativity, even if we know we are in this enormous world, because sometimes I think we take it so serious. It's good to take it serious.
I understand what you mean, like to let everyone understand how small actually we are.
Yes.
In this relation of the complete world, and
we do crazy, incredible things. I mean, not me, but many others. I think this is the reason why today we can also fly everywhere, and many others. But in the same way, we can also do extreme terrible things, no?
Yeah.
This is like part of the humanity, and I think probably if you see the animals, of course they also they also die much quicker than maybe we are, because they are outside, like not protected at all, no?
Yeah.
But yes, I think
it's important. It's what you mean is, I guess, is it's important to understand your own acting as an impact on the big sphere. So
yes,
whatever
and try
you do.
exactly. No, you're right, and trying always to think how probably feels the person in front of you, because is it always easier, of course, to you can never feel what the other feels actually.
Yeah,
it's impossible. So even if we would like to or try to, we cannot. So how to feel the other person, this is a question that I often ask myself.
Yeah.
Even if someone says I'm feeling bad, but you don't know what's feeling
inside.
bad if you didn't experience the same thing, you know what I mean? So just to have maybe more generosity in front of the others and understanding. I think if we have understanding for other people, then we feel much better inside.
I want to cut it, no problem. Okay, I understood this one. It's a great answer. It's a hard question.
Very hard question.
Well, let's go for a simple one. So, how do you charge your batteries? Like, if you're completely down, like, what do you do? I mean,
right now I don't know.
Yeah.
I really don't know. Before I knew, before my child was born.
Yeah.
Now I don't know, because you know how it is to be a parent. The only seconds you have, then you enjoy to be with them.
Exactly.
But they take a lot of energy.
No,
but they give also.
If you're not with them and you're still kind of, you feel empty. So is there anything you do, like someday they go for Netflix, they watch a nice movie or whatever, or a series they have, or some read a book, some they just go for...
I don't have a plan. No, but what I really do, especially when I have concerts, I need to sleep. I mean, to rest in a way. You know, I just focus the whole day on that concert.
Okay.
So I just don't have meetings and anything else. Only with you.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. Thanks so much.
No, because I think it's important just to have one focus. The problem probably of today is just that we should be everywhere at the same time,
or we feel like we should.
Feel like,
you know, this is the word. Let us feel like this through all this social media bullshit.
But it's not necessary.
It's not necessary.
It's really not necessary, and actually, it doesn't change that much life.
Not at all.
I don't know. So my feeling is just exactly in the period when everybody is moving more and more and more. I go more and more to minimalism.
Yeah.
I prefer to do less, but to be quiet with myself and happy and in a balance, than to be running all the time for something that I even don't know for what I am running.
And the funny fact about this is also, I figured out that if you try to catch up, if you try to do everything, we forget that everyone who is following and watching it is also superficial. Like no one is going really deep into this because everyone is going fast.
Yes.
So, great. So just resting, sleeping, is good.
Taking black chocolate before I go to stage.
This is interesting. Chocolate.
Yes.
Yeah, chocolate is really tasty.
10 minutes before.
10 minutes.
And so really dark.
But it depends. Like if it's 70%, maybe it's 8 minutes only.
Maybe 8, you're right.
But if you go for 100%.
100, take it half an hour because
half an hour
otherwise
before.
you can just not breathe
You're
anymore.
just dead. Okay. And another thing is like, is there any moment like, or let me try to ask different. I do have like 1-2 moments. If I remember, it feels so good inside. Like something from my life, what I did, a certain moment. Is there anything what you love to remember? And you know, if you think about this, it makes you completely 100% happy, calm, whatever.
Myself, I need this stability, familiar, emotional.
So you think of probably kids
or just a partner, or just a parents, or just a brother, or
family.
Just family. So for me, even friends, they could become like family in a way. You need this normal support behind. I don't know. I have this feeling. I could not do this kind of life if I didn't have that.
Of course.
And what I'm really lucky is just to always have been like that. Having this big family, all different. I have an autistic sister, so we needed always to adapt to the other one. I was never the center of the family. And this is health. This is very healthy.
Yeah.
You know, and somehow this is the point where I am looking for, and I think as most I feel secure emotionally,
Yeah.
much more comfortable and also secure I feel on stage.
Yeah.
So it reflects something.
Yeah. It gives also a lot of energy. This is the most important.
I think you cannot just follow a career. Of course you can, but I think you miss something. But it depends. I think if you have another personality than I have, maybe it's possible. For me, I lose my balance.
Yeah.
I need stability.
But I think this is just right human, huh? I mean, this is again connected to this fast world. I think some people, they might lose this focus on the family because it's easy to find that maybe business is more important or money or whatever. But I think the biggest and most important backup is just the family.
Yes, and the most difficult is actually the balance between all of them, because I cannot say it's only family. I think if I was only at home going to the supermarket, I will also not be that happy. And you know, so it needs this balance, and the most difficult is just to choose how much % of all of that you need yourself to be happy, to feel good.
Yeah, but what I was aiming also was kind of, let me give you an example. Sometimes when let's say it's hard to fall asleep. I think about like, I need to, if you want to fall asleep good, you need a positive something, a moment. And often I love to think about my passion is surf. So I think about like this moment when I'm standing in the sand and my feet are really touching the water. I hear the waves and I'm kind of getting ready to jump into the waves. It's just a moment which makes me always 100% like, this is what I mean, like, relaxing.
Yes,
and if you have also something like this, it can be, I mean, maybe you went one day on a mountain somewhere or in a cave somewhere, or I don't know what.
I mean, the problem is that I can sleep everywhere. You will not believe. No,
I'm so jealous. People can do it. I can't.
You know, sometimes we are traveling with my pianist and he cannot believe how it's possible. You put me just in this sofa and then I just...
You're gone.
I'm gone. It's unbelievable. I can sleep even now, so...
Yeah.
Be careful.
She's a sleeping machine. That's the truth. You're not human. I knew that. Another question for all the coming up musician in this world. What is your advice for every coming up hard practicing musician out there? And now listen carefully.
I mean, the level is today so impressive. I am teaching in Basel since 15 years and the talents I have seen and the qualities is coming out now, especially cello. I mean, violin was like always crazy how many people and pianists, right? But even the cello is coming now very strong.
But so we know this, but how to be successful? How to get through it and how to have a happy life and how to become a great musician?
You need to find your key. I think there is not a key for everybody. You need to find your own key. And I don't know, but for example, I was a student and many times preparing myself for the lessons and also for the concerts. And one day my father, which is an economist, nothing to do with music actually, but he heard, of course, millions of times competitions and concerts. And so he make it an evolution in the musical world, and he can understand perfectly what is high level and not that a good musician. But he asked me one day, until when you will play to make happy someone else, or for who are you playing actually? For who are you working? Who is your I don't know, your teacher, or I mean, he knew exactly, but I understood the question. It's just for who are you doing? What are you doing? And this was for me like, you know, because I realized that he's completely right. For whom I am doing that? Why I am playing like this? Why I choose to play like this?
What is the energy pushing you to do it?
Yes, and where it's going to? And at that point, I wanted just to show my father who I am. Yeah,
but this is like what we kids used to do with strong parents. We need to show them that and to make them kind of happy. which is a bit okay, but
they didn't ask me anything, and this was actually.
But this is how we act sometimes.
Yes.
I feel. But do you have an answer today? I'm sorry that I interrupt you, but do you think you have?
Stay yourself. Never following another.
This is what I wanted to hear. So whatever you do out there, stay yourself.
Yes, and trust also yourself.
And trust yourself.
Because it's much better to be yourself as you are, even if some people doesn't like, than to be a copy of anybody else.
But this is interesting because another... let me grab this. Another thing in the music, what I feel is often that you hear a lot people, and we have a lot of recordings already. Everything is existing. And I also ask myself, why am I doing certain music, and what is the aim of it? And my aim is less and less becoming to copy something, because we have a lot of stuff. So instead of this, sometimes even if it's not written in this chorus, I love to play completely different, because I believe that each composer, and a lot of them, of the great composers, they don't live anymore. But I'm sure they are so great, they would have said maybe, yeah, I like if you play that way.
Absolutely.
I didn't compose this, but I really like it. I think
you are really right.
I think
because
it's like
it depends the musicians they had in front of them. Also, they compose for the musicians. I mean, depending which period, not Bach period, but many of them they were motivated also.
Yeah.
I mean, we need to speak 1 second about Rostropovich also a little bit later, because thanks Rostropovich we have today one of the biggest cello literature for solo cello, thanks him also, because he motivated also composers to write on that level for this instrument, right?
That's true.
So of course it is important. This is something that I think is important today, to don't forget for us to do modern music, because also that, not only because it's interesting for us to see what is developing in the world, in the musical world, but also to give them the chance to see how far we can go with the instrument. Could we do more? Could we discover something together? Some of them, they just know the instrument better than me. When I played Wolfgang Rihm cello concerto, he wrote for me, it's unbelievable. He knows everything. So when someone can write like this, then he don't need me, even me. But many times when I work with younger composers, they're thankful that we take the time and we just work together. We developed the concerto together. So this is a big chance for us.
Yeah, and even I find this is completely right for the new composers, for the younger generation. But even with a lot known old music, which we have, I find it can be always a new experience, a new adventure, a journey, if you open up yourself. And coming back to the question and your answer, which I love so much, don't change yourself. And sometimes if you feel maybe more crazy or different on, I don't know, Mozart, Tchaikovsky, whatever we play, or Mahler, Strauss, then just have the balls, I used to say, or feel self-confident enough to play it your way. I mean, there are always people, they won't like something, or they will be critics or whatever. So
you can never make happy everybody.
Yeah, just watch ahead and watch out that you make happy yourself. And as music is the biggest part of all live musicians, so take care. Thanks so much, Sol.
Thank you.
And I didn't mention, this is Ferdinand David, but this one I won't tell what it is. You can Google it. But I think he's the same opinion. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
And see you at the concert tonight. And I'm looking forward. Come back to this wonderful city. And hopefully we're going to perform some more stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.